Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening to everyone. Thank you very much to join the WEBA live workshop. Today is the 23rd of October 2024, and I hope everyone is well today. My name is Richard Affolter, and I'm the director of WEBA. So thank you very much for everyone to join. It's always nice to see a lot of familiar face here, and I can see still more people are coming inside. So please remain on the mute modality. This is very important in order that we are able to start the presentation with the University of Nicosia, and I want to see if Stelios and Maria is here as well from the university. Stelios, if you're here, please come live and unmute yourself. And the same is for you, Maria. So in the meantime, I can see more and more people join us. We have around 70 agents at the moment, and we are waiting until the University of Nicosia will come on board. So Stelios, please, I can see that you unmute yourself. I hope you're well, Stelios.
Hello, everybody. Hope you're well as well. I'm fine. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Stelios. So today is your turns. So today you have to give a presentation to all the agents, and this is very important. So they will understand a little bit more about your university, about the different program. We will start, I presume, from the medical program, and then we will enter into the business program. So Stelios, just give me one more minute because I can see that more and more agents are join us. So I let them come inside. I want to say hello to everyone that join us. Nice to see you so many this morning or this afternoon or this evening. And I know many of you as well since many years. So I think, Stelios, you can start and you can share your screen and you can start with the presentation of the University of Nicosia in Cyprus.
Of course, thank you so much. Let me share the presentation for you.
Yes,
Just confirm, please, if you
yes,
can see my slides.
I can see your slides. Everything is
Perfect.
fine.
Thank you so much. Let me minimize the rest of the team.
I can hear you very well and I can see the slide very well. Everything is registered, ladies and gentlemen. So at the end of the event, we will send you an email. We will make a follow-up email and we will send you a copy of the recorded workshop and presentation today. Nico, so is all you the floor.
Thank you so much. So, welcome everyone to the University of Nicosia in Cyprus. As you can see, is the ideal choice for university studies in Europe as well. And I will show you about the content of our presentation today, along with my colleague, Ms. Maria. So today we will see a few things about the University of Nicosia in Cyprus, where we are located basically. More details about our recent rankings. And as you can see on point three, we are the largest English-speaking university in Southern Europe, which is very important for someone to be able to speak English when arriving in Cyprus and be able, let's say, to have contact with people over there. We are the smart investment for the future of the students. We will see some comparisons in regards to our university with universities in UK and Netherlands. And of course, the full campus experience with our modern buildings. They were built in the last few years, and you will see more details later on. Which is basically is the preparation for a global career in our university. But as you may know, we are recognized and accredited in most of the countries all over the world. And of course, the last slide will be regarding the admissions procedure, which is very important of what are the entry requirements for our programs and of course, regarding the student visa application.
Thank
So
you
we're
very
actually
much.
located in Nicosia, which is the capital of Cyprus. Here we are basically, we are a small island in the Mediterranean Sea for those who may not know. We are actually between Turkey and Egypt to make it more easier geographically speaking. And here are some pictures of Cyprus. Basically, you can see that we have our mountains, we have our beaches. Someone can enjoy, let's say, going to the mountain for a walk or go to the beach because we are actually a tourist destination as well. We have a lot of beautiful beaches because there are hot summers here in Cyprus and, of course, more calm winters, let's say. I'm going to show you now more details regarding Cyprus as well. We have been ranked the safest country in the world for ages between 15 and 29, according to the WHO in 2017, which is very important because basically this age range, it's basically the students that are going for studies abroad. So it's very important for the parents, especially, to feel that safety in the country they send their kids for studies. And we have been ranked as the second best climate in the world as well. As I mentioned before, most of the population, more than 80%, speaks English because we are an British colony in Cyprus. So it's very important to feel, let's say, the safety of talking in English instead of learning Greek, basically, because our first language is Greek here in Cyprus. But as we mentioned here, they will feel like they're home. I mean, everybody speaks English, so it's not a problem for any student here in the university. And we have also more than 12,000 years of history in Cyprus. And we have been ranked the fifth best relocation destination worldwide, according to the Knight Frank Global Lifestyle Review in 2016. Now let's move on to see a few more things about the Nicosia and generally Cyprus. As I mentioned before, we are the safest country in the world according to the WHO for the ages between 15 and 29. I'm not gonna go through all of them again, so don't worry at all. We have 30,000 actually university students in Cyprus because we have actually a lot of private and public universities here in Cyprus, even though we are located in a small island. And we have the highest tertiary education levels in the EU, more than 55%. And Nicosia is the number one small European city of the future for human capital and lifestyle, ahead of Oxford, Geneva, and Basel. That's according to the Financial Times research in 2022 and 2023. Now we will see a short video regarding our university and generally Cyprus. So please enjoy it.
In the heart of the Mediterranean lies a modern and thriving EU member state, boasting a rich
Just confirming, can you hear the sound of the video, right?
Yes, everything is fine. Everything
Okay,
is
perfect. Thank you
perfect.
so much.
historical and cultural landscape. As a world-class academic and research center, Cyprus offers quality higher education in fully accredited academic institutions, both public and private, across a wide range of traditional and innovative programs. What do people themselves who choose Cyprus for their studies have to say about their experience?
People ask me why I didn't stay in Russia to study.
With so many Russians living here, Cyprus feels like home. I study psychology.
I was always intrigued by people, trying to observe and understand them.
And here, they are all so friendly.
And the beauty of this country, the mountains and the sea, side by side.
My university is so contemporary.
My professors are passionate and very supportive. I am considering an Erasmus exchange, but I find it difficult to leave this place. When I go out, I meet people of different cultures. We all live together in harmony and respect.
Yes, I guess I could live here forever.
The weather is nice. Life is fun. People are great. I had no problem adapting. Had real support from my teachers and classmates. They all speak English. My studies in medicine are well organized and recognized. There are state-of-the-art labs and exciting research opportunities. I can even access lectures later through the university's electronic platform. We also get work placements. I really feel I'm gaining enough to pursue a career anywhere in the world. I love traditional Cypriot food, and I like shopping. Everything is at my doorstep.
I live and work in a place I love. I enjoy the Mediterranean climate. My favorite subject is digital marketing. It opens the door for many opportunities in a global market. This was really an important factor for choosing to come here. I want to pursue a career in marketing. I dream about getting my MBA and becoming a professional, designing successful strategies for large businesses, and Cyprus is full of them.
I feel lucky that I have the chance to study abroad. I'm building my future here where I feel safe. I prefer living quiet. Thankfully, there are different accommodation facilities to choose from. I don't spend a lot. Stress? Not really, no. I'm studying civil engineering in English. All universities in Cyprus offer programs in English. I've got scientists here who believe in me. My favorite part is the labs, doing simulations in real engineering problems. And I do my work practice next to professionals. Do you know how important this is? In my free time, I walk around the city, taking photos. I love the outdoors.
So let's continue. Thank you so much and hope you enjoyed our video.
Very nice videos, Stelios.
Thank you
Very
so much.
impressive.
Thank you very much. So let's talk a bit about our rankings. We have been ranked basically in the top 5 to 600 universities in the world last year, which is very important for a small island like Cyprus to have a university with such highly ranked. And here is another video, shorter for sure. So enjoy this one as well, and we'll talk further about the rankings in a while.
There is no volume, but we can see the video.
You cannot hear the volume?
No, but doesn't matter. We can read and we can see the
Okay,
video.
perfect, perfect. It's music basically, so don't worry.
Okay. I can sing.
Excellent. So as you saw in the last video, basically, and in regards with our rankings, those are more details basically about our general rankings in the university. We are the top university in Cyprus and Greece, alongside with the University of Cyprus and the National and Kapodistrian University of Athens and the University of Crete. And of course, have been top 2% in the world. I will show you more details over here. We have been ranked also to our schools, let's say the School of Business, you will see later on, it has been ranked specifically in the top 200 to 300 in the world, which is also very important for our university. Here are the rankings for our schools. 200 to 250, the School of Business and Economics. Ranking for our School of Education, which is basically this one is mostly in Greek, and those are the only programs offered in Greek language in our university. It has been ranked in the top 200 and 250. For psychology, we have been ranked in the top 300 to 400. Social sciences 5 to 600, and clinical and health 600 to 800 as well. So as I mentioned before, just to make things clear, most of our programs are offered in English language, except of the School of Education, which is basically more offered for the Greeks and Cypriots, the local market, basically, because of they are working actually in the public sector, most of them, and that's why they follow the programs and they prefer to have it in Greek. And that's the main reason of offering those programs in Greek. The rest of the programs, as you can see, are in English language. Here are our rankings in a more specified table, let's say in Cyprus and Greece, EU, and worldwide. You can see that we have top schools in our university. And in regards to the distance learning education, we are pioneers in that matter. We have been graded in the QS stars. We have got a grading of 5 stars, which is the top basically. And that was before, even before COVID. Which is very important because most of the people throughout the world they managed to let's say work from home or study online, especially after the 2020, which was the beginning of the COVID, let's say. So we have been offering the online programs since 2010, if I'm not mistaken, or even before. So that's very important because we have let's say we're very mature in that matter. We have the experience of offering programs online, and of course, in most of the countries are accredited as well. And I'm mentioning most of the countries and not all, because there are some countries that the Ministry of Education there doesn't recognize degrees that are taught online, and that's an issue, let's say, for the specific country and not from our end. Here is the academic recognition of degrees of our university. Unique degrees are accredited and recognized internationally. All of our bachelor's, master's, and doctoral degrees are accredited by the Republic of Cyprus and also are recognized in the EU and internationally. So someone who graduates from our university can go and have a career, let's say, in the European Union, which is also very important. And the relevant accreditation body in Cyprus, which is the Cyprus Agency of Quality Assurance and Accreditation in Higher Education, which is recognized, listed by the European Quality Assurance Register for Higher Education as well. As we mentioned before, we are the largest English-speaking university in Southern Europe. And here are our schools. Basically, we do offer more than 100 programs across 8 schools and 20 departments. As you can see, we have the School of Business, which we have the bachelor degree in accounting, economics and finance, management, marketing. It's our MBA program is one of the top considered programs in our university as well, which is the Master of Business Administration with many concentrations. It's not only the general MBA program. We do offer concentrations in the MBA like marketing, human resource management, and other stuff. We have the School of Education, which I mentioned before. It's mostly in Greek language, so let's not talk more about that. We have the School of Humanities and Social Sciences, specifically architecture, communications, design and multimedia, languages and literature, social sciences, and theology. School of Law, which is also one of our top schools in the university. School of Life and Health Sciences. Here we have some 2 or 3 programs, if I'm not mistaken, that are taught in Greek. For example, sports science and physiotherapy are taught in Greek language only, but the rest of the programs are offered in English. We have, of course, our medical school and School of Sciences and Engineering. We do offer a lot of programs here, like computer science, data science, computer engineering, civil engineering, mechanical, electrical engineering, oil and gas. So we cover the whole, let's say, engineering department with a lot of programs specific. And the last entry was the veterinary medicine, which is offered again by our School of Veterinary Medical School.
Questions,
Of course,
Stelios. The program of veterinary is in English, correct?
of course, yeah.
Okay, okay. And as well, the one for medical school, the part of basic and clinical science is in English,
Of
correct?
course, all of them.
Okay. No, just to make this
I'm
clear.
always mentioning the programs that are offered in Greek just to be clear. So don't
Okay.
worry at all.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you.
You are welcome. We have a student-focused environment, as our students are our priority, basically. We have an Aristotle career test to identify the career that suits the student best. For example, they are taking this test in order to, the result actually will help them about the direction that they need to follow in regards to their studies. So, for example, the test might suggest for a student to follow something related to engineering because he followed some subjects related to mathematics, for example, in the school. And that's very important for someone because it's a huge investment for someone to study abroad. So we have this Ariston Careers Test for that reason, and that's very helpful for a lot of them. We have a low student faculty ratio for close personal attention. This means that in most lectures, it's not like, let's say, universities in the UK or USA that we know, for example, that it's a lecture theater with more than 100 attendants. And so you don't have the personal attention by your tutor or professor. So that's very important as well. It's more, let's say, there is a close relationship between the student and the professor, and there is a continuous academic support to ensure student success. So, in case someone fails in a specific subject or find, let's say, some difficulties following a specific lecture or lecturer, we have a support for them to ensure that they will success at the end of the day and don't not taking, let's say, receipts and paying more money or maybe fail at the end of the day. We have an innovative teaching methods and career success center, which is very important as well because they can actually visit our career success center in order to learn more information about post-graduation, let's say, information. So, for example, they can take information on in which sector they can work once they graduate, because at the end of the day, the most important thing is not just study and get a degree, but find a job that suits you and let's say get the salary that you are supposed to get. So here we can see that it's a smart investment for the future of the student, as we mentioned before. It's our university, it's a significant lower overall cost of study compared to the UK and the Netherlands. We will see later on the estimated expenses for some universities with the same ranking as us. The quality of education at the University of Nicosia is equal to or better than that of many universities in the UK, EU, or the USA. Following Brexit, the cost of study at British universities has significantly increased and is now among the most expensive in Europe. And the total cost of attendance at the University of Nicosia, taking into account tuition, housing, and living cost, is lower, of course, than the total cost of attendance in the UK and lower than the total cost of attendance in many continental European countries, including the Netherlands. Let's see here more details. We are talking about a university with the same ranking and same size, let's say, as ours. And here is the comparison in terms of the tuition fees. The total annual expenses for a UK university with the same ranking as us is approximately 50,000 euros. And if you compare with our university, is less than 20,000 euros, which is, you can see that it's much cheaper. And of course, the accommodation as well, it's much approachable than London, for example, or Amsterdam, as we can see in the middle. We do also offer scholarships and financial aid for our international students based on academic excellence or financial aid. For example, if they apply in our university and get admitted, they will receive a scholarship application form that they will need to fill in. For example, if a student was top actually in high school and has very good grades, etc., they are eligible, of course, for partial scholarship, a partial academic scholarship by our university. They will fill in that form, send it back to us, and the supporting documentation basically will be the high school leaving certificate and transcript, so they don't need to send any further documentation because it is anyway required in advance in order to get admitted. On the other hand, the financial aid, it is offered again. They actually have to apply again by completing the scholarship application form, but we will require some more supporting documentation. For example, the sponsor of the student, maybe it's the father, the mother, or some siblings. They have to send a bank statement in order to support the financial aid application of the student. So it's very easy, and we also offer some other scholarships like athletic scholarships. So, for example, if someone, I'm gonna say a random example, playing football or basketball in their high school at a professional level, or maybe in the national team of their country, they can send a confirmation letter that they are professionals, along with any other, let's say, documentation that the department will require from them. And upon arrival in Cyprus, they will have the trials in our sports department. And if they are eligible and get accepted, let's say, in that department, they will be getting athletic scholarship, which is actually on the tuition fees. The tuition fees will be reduced. So that's very important because we do offer a variety scholarships and financial aid for our students. Now, my colleague Maria will take over for the rest of the presentation. Thank you very much from my end.
Thank you, Stelios.
Hello from me as well.
Hello,
My name
Maria.
is Maria Kosmadaki. I'm a senior international admissions counselor here at the university. And I'm also a UNIC alumni. So this is exactly how we'll go through the campus experience and how students experience their studies here. So Stelio, okay. Here you can see how the university has a global reach. We are currently having more than 12,500 students that come from 6 different continents, more than 100 countries, and of course, the amazing number of 2,000 different hometowns. Now, a little bit about our amazing campus. We call it the UNIC City. It is basically an expansive modern campus in a very good area, which is called Engomi. We have more than 20 modern university buildings in this area within a walking distance. We have the hotel-like UNIC residences. We will see some more pictures in the next slides and some more information. Just like I told you, the area is a prime location, is very close to the city center. We have more than 70 restaurants and shops within a walking distance from the main campus.
which of course is amazing for the students as they can shop, eat, clothes. We have a lot of options for them here. And of course, this area offers an abundance of activities and sports for a vibrant student experience. Here you can see the area of the main campus and all the buildings that we mentioned before. Everything is very close, just like we said. So the students can accommodate themselves without having to, make big distances. Now, just a few pictures so you can have an idea of how our buildings and the area looks like. The yellow building is our architecture building. You can also see the main entrance of the university, the area in general from up above, and the library of our medical school. Again, some more pictures. These are our residences. You can see the inside, the outside. We also have a coffee shop, in the ground floor of the residences. And then you can see how our restaurant looks like within the main campus. We have a unique store where students can buy, clothes and any other kind of material that has to do with the university, and our coffee shop. I think this is the last slide with pictures, but we need you to make sure how amazing our facilities are. Just a little bit, just a nice picture of the residences again. We have an amazing restaurant at the top floor of one of our residence buildings, which is the loft. And then some more pictures of students' life here. Moving on. So our unique residences. Here you can see the three main buildings that we're currently having. It's 6U and Triangle. Just note that these residences are very high in demand. So we always recommend that whoever is interested in staying there will have to apply as soon as possible. So we're very proud of our residences. We consider them to be one of the best student residences in Europe. They definitely redefine modern student living. We are currently having a total of 860 rooms. They get sold out immediately. It's three separate complexes, just like we saw before, 6U and Triangle. And even the sixth residence has been nominated for the European Prize of Contemporary Architecture Award. It's only 2 minutes walking distance from the central UNIC campus, and it has very affordable rates, which of course include a fully furnished and equipped room, private bathroom, kitchenette and balcony. They have their own utilities, and they can benefit from the building's amenities, which is a 24-hour reception and security, of course. They have electronic access to the building. We have gym facilities. They have a study room, laundry room, TV room, game area, and others. A little bit about the student life here. We make sure to offer an unforgettable social experience that is characterized by community interaction, diversity, and fun. We have the unique September orientation program at the beginning of each fall semester, which offers a different number of activities so students can be introduced to Cyprus, to the Nicosia city. We make sure to tour them within the city center, within the campus. We have a welcome speech by our CEO. We have day trips within to other cities and on the mountains as well. And then this is, of course, organized throughout the semester. Events like day trips, concerts and festivals, parties and theme nights, like now we have the Halloween. We organize competitions, charity bazaars. We have student clubs and, of course, alumni reunions. And then, of course, for the fan of sports, we have the fitness, we offer fitness facilities. We have the UFit, which is the gym of the university. It's a newly constructed fitness center. We have brand new state-of-the-art equipment there. We have innovative classes, experienced instructors and trainers, professional guidance by health and sports science specialists, and of course, our students can benefit from special rates. Also, just like I told you before, the unique residences have their own facilities within the building. So those who live there can benefit from having access to the express gyms as well. And then, just like Stelios mentioned before, we have sports teams. So we have a competitive university sports team in different sports. Our teams regularly compete in European university championships, and our students can choose to participate in competitive or recreational sports, as well as the various sports clubs. Now, how this prepares our students for a global career. As you can see here, and we're very proud of this, we have a very high employability rate. This proves how the University of Nicosia prepares our students for a successful global career. 94% of our graduates are employed within 18 months of completing their degree. We have the amazing 99.9% of medical schools graduates that are offered positions at over 300 medical centers. Of course, Melanthea, which is our colleague from the medical school, will go through this in detail in the next part of the presentation. We have 95.7% of the graduates from the School of Law, 94.4% from the graduates from the School of Life and Health Sciences, and similarly high percentages of our graduates to be employed within their sector of studies. So moving on to the admissions procedure. I'm sure most of you are very interested in this part. Our entry criteria for the bachelor degrees. So what we need, no matter which country someone is applying from, we need a recognized high school living certificate or any equivalent qualification, along with a recognized English language proficiency exam. Now, we may have some additional entry criteria for specific programs, which some of them are architecture, fine arts, graphic and digital design, and some of the ones that you can see here, because some of them might require a portfolio to be submitted, or maybe for music, for example, a sample of the students' capabilities.
Performance.
Exactly. Thank you. I was looking for the word. Moving on. What do we need in general? So for someone who is applying for a bachelor degree.
Sorry, Maria, just continuing.
It's okay. I think I'm gonna go through everything, and at the end, maybe you, Richard, can coordinate the questions, because I assume they're gonna be a lot. So for bachelor degrees, what do we need? We need an application form, a copy of the student's passport, their academic documents, just like we saw them before, and the English language qualification, which is also required by the Ministry of Education, not only from the university. Now, for master degrees, additional to the previous documents, we will need a recognized bachelor degree and transcripts, two reference letters, their student CV, and the personal statement. And again, for PhDs, additionally to the previous documents, we will need a recognized master degree and transcripts and the PhD proposal. And then it's the visa procedure. So as soon as a student, prospective applicant is getting accepted to the program of choice, they will receive their acceptance letter, which will have very good explanation of how they will have to apply for their student visa. Each acceptance letter is coming with two appendixes, one that has visa information and one that has payment information. So what do we need? they will have to gather and duly attest a set of required documents, which are listed in the acceptance letter at their home countries. And then, upon of our approval, they will send this set of documents here in Cyprus, and we will apply on their behalf here at Migration for their entry permit or student visa. Then the student visa is issued by Migration here in Cyprus. We send the copy to the student, and they travel with that here. And upon their arrival, they will receive all the information that they need in order for us to apply again on their behalf for the residence permit cards.
Maria, thank you. I will kindly to stop a second, and if you can go back just 1 second. Okay, if you just can remain here. I have two, three questions that I want to ask you concerning some of the questions who are coming in my chat system. By the way, if any agent has any question, just type down the questions on the chat system. On Zoom, as you can see, there is a chat. You just type there your question. So I will read this and I will ask Stelios or Maria to reply to me. So let's work in a very systematic way. So Maria, one of the questions that I have is in refer of the English language certificate. This is a standard question that we get all the time. So what kind of English language certificate the students needs to provide?
Well, we have a specific list that was provided to us by the Ministry of Education, along with the minimum entry criteria. Some of them, just so you can have an idea, what I was gonna say is that I'm gonna share the list with you, so you can then share it with everyone else, so you can have the exact qualifications that are accepted, along with with the minimum entry criteria. But some of them are IELTS. We accept the Passport Skills Plus test, which we offer for a discounted price as well through the university. We accept IGCSEs or IBs as English qualification as well. TOEFL, Stelio, what else?
I think you covered everything.
No, I think we have some more, but PET as well.
Okay, so PT, this is quite common.
Yeah.
But you will send me the list by email.
Yeah, I will.
So,
I
okay,
will.
fantastic. This is very, very good. Thank you, Maria, to inform me about this. And I have another question, which always came in my workshop. Do the university accepting MOI basis?
Sorry?
Okay. Yes, certain country like in India, for example, where the official language is English, they finish the high school in English. Everything is in English. So
Okay.
do they need to provide an additional document, or is enough if they can show that the last 5 years was done in English? This is my question. As well in Nigeria, for example.
Yeah, no, I understand what you mean. I'm afraid that that would not be sufficient. They will still have to submit an English qualification from the list, as I will share with you later on.
Okay, fantastic, fantastic. We have some more question coming in. Just a second. Everyone is for the English proficient. Everyone asks me about the English at the moment.
Yeah, I know how important it is. I know that exactly because there are a lot of students that are taught in English, like in India, Nigeria, and all similarly. I think that the Passport Skills Plus test is a very good option because they can do it online. They can arrange the test very, very fast, and the results are out within a couple of weeks. So for someone who did not arrange for an IELTS or want fast results, it's a good option. I'm just mentioning it because not everybody knows about it. And again, we offer it for a discounted price, which is also really nice.
Maria, can you put me the link of this test on the chat system below?
Yes, of course, absolutely. Just remember that for the discounted price, someone has to apply through the university because we send them a coupon code. If they go through the website themselves, they will pay the full price.
Okay. So Maria, she will now put the link of the English test that every student can do. So the best thing is first we need to apply at the university. So you will receive a code and your students can do the test for a discounted price. Okay, so she just put the link on the chat system, which is Password Plus English. Thank you very much, Maria, for this
No
part.
problem.
I have another question that I want to ask you, and is regarding the visa. So you mentioned the visa is done by the university, correct?
Yes, exactly.
So when the university is doing the visa, practical wise, what happens? The students receive an email, a confirmation, how it works, practical.
So I will just go through them again because it wasn't very explanatory. So I'll just go through it again so you can explain better and let me know if I missed something. So as soon as someone gets accepted, they will receive their acceptance letter. In the acceptance letter, you will have all the information that has to do with what documents do we need, how they need to be prepared, exactly the content, and how they need to be attested, customized on the country that the student is coming from and where they're staying, because that is different for each student. Okay, so they will have to prepare these documents and attest them in their countries from the different ministries. We always provide support through an advisor. So whenever someone has a problem or a question about the documents prepared before attesting them, so they don't have to pay again for attestation and so on, they can check with us as well. And as soon as they are ready, as soon as we check them and make sure that everything is prepared properly, we give the okay for them to send them with the courier service to Cyprus. Documents arrive here. We start preparing the application. This is a very time-consuming procedure. Okay, it can take months from the day that the student starts preparing documents to the day that the visa is issued. So it's very important all of this to be to start on time, because we have every semester problems with late arrivals or students missing the semester and have to defer to the next one.
Yeah.
So we apply on migration. Migration needs minimum 4 to maximum 10 weeks for the evaluation process, because it goes through the Ministry of Education and Migration as well. And when the visa is issued, we receive it, we send the copy through the email to the student, they will print it out, and they will travel with a copy to Cyprus.
Perfect.
Basically,
course.
the entry permit, basically.
Yes, the entry
permit.
permit. Now, got you. This is why we started now, Maria, in October. We started now so that we have enough time for the intake in October 2025. This is the reason why we
Yeah.
start so early. I have some more questions, Maria. Thank you, by the way. What is the percentage required in a high school to apply for a bachelor?
It honestly depends on the program, because
Okay.
just like we saw before, different programs have different entry criteria. For example, engineering programs, they have different requirements because they need to have physics, they need to have mathematics, they need a minimum 75% in these courses, as well as in the high school living certificate. In general, a 75% is required, but it varies again according to the country, according to the high school qualification. So I think that it is better that, for each case, they contact us directly and we can advise them accordingly, because it's a very general question. And knowing how many different representatives we have here gathered today, I think it's not one correct answer to provide.
No. It's fine. It's fine. We have another question. How many percentage mark are needed in a bachelor to apply for a master? The same.
Again, my answer would be the same.
Okay.
All the evaluations for master and in general postgraduate degrees, master and PhDs, are going through the department. Okay, so it's not the admissions office that will take the final decision. It will be taken through the department. So as soon as someone has their recognized bachelor degree and their mark sheet, they're eligible to apply, but the final decision will be taken from the department.
Okay. Do you have like a document or a PDF which is included a little bit the mark that people need to have from the different country? Do you have, or maybe in the website where we can find this to save your time and energy? Because asking all the time for every single student what is the minimum requirement, it can be.
I'm sure we have some basic information in the website. I can send it to you now,
Okay.
but I am sure that it will not cover everybody's.
No. Obvious,
So they
obvious.
can. I'm more than happy to, get back to them.
Yeah.
So feel free to contact us anyway. But
Yeah.
I
Or
will
you
link. I will
can,
put the link there now.
Yeah, fantastic. Thank you very much.
you can also write down the email address that you can see here,
Yes.
because it is used mainly for our, generally speaking, representatives. Our students can send directly an email there, so feel free to write it down.
Okay. Perfect. Perfect. So I want to have some more questions, if it's okay with you.
Of course.
We have agents coming from different countries today, which include as well Pakistan, which include Nigeria, Kenya, Sweden, Afghanistan. So you have students from Pakistan, Afghanistan, Maria Stelios?
Of course we do.
Perfect. So this is you answer my questions. Okay, we can move forward now.
Just to remind you, Mrs. Melanthia will be doing a presentation for the medical and the veterinary school afterwards. So if someone has questions related to those degrees, she's the most appropriate person to,
Perfect.
address them.
Yes, Maria. It's fine.
I have a
Okay.
question. I am Shahid Shafiq from Pakistan. Can you hear me?
Yes, but we have to wait for questions because we have so many agents at the moment. We need to move on with the next presentation from the University Insight. For the questions and
It's a
answer will
little
come to the
question.
end.
I'm sorry to interrupt. It's a little question regarding a visa checklist for visa. I mean, how you gonna process visa by yourself? I mean, from university side.
As Maria already explained before, and Stelios, the
I
concept of
joined late.
sorry, sir. Now we have 89 agents. We have to move on. We will come back to you in the end. Is okay for you, sir?
Okay, by email if I'll
Thank you.
leave to
That's
Mr. Folter to
perfect.
email
Thank,
to, so
Just
I'll ask
email
thank,
him
us
by
and
email
we'll be
or
more than
Folter.
happy to get back to you. Don't worry about it.
thank you. Okay, Maria, let's move
Yeah.
forward with the next presentation.
Hello from me as well.
Hello.
Yeah.
My name is
By
Melanthia.
Mr. Folter, I'll be asking him by email through. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Okay, sorry for the interruption, Maria. Sorry for the
Okay.
interruption. Can you please continue?
Yes, can you see my screen now?
Yes, we can see you.
All right. So my name is Melanthia Busti, and I'm an admissions advisor at Unique Health, which basically includes the medical school and the School of Veterinary Medicine. We're a standalone organization within the university, and we have quite different procedures. That's why this presentation is separate. Thank you for staying to watch this as well. So in Unique Health, we offer 5 different degrees. We have a 6-year undergraduate medical degree, a 5-year graduate entry medical degree, which is for bachelor's degree holders, 2 online masters, 1 in family medicine, which is only for doctors, and 1 in public health, open to all disciplines. And of course, we have a PhD in medical sciences. And in the School of Veterinary Medicine, we offer the Doctor of Veterinary Medicine degree. Starting from the medical school, I should say that it was the first medical school to open in Cyprus back in 2011. So we are pioneers in the country. We have a 99.9% employability rate. So as you can see, almost all our graduates are currently in residency. They're already starting their specialties, or they are in research. So almost everybody is already employed. And of course, our medical degrees are listed in the World Directory of Medical Schools. A few things about the 6-year program, which is our most popular degree. The first year of operation was in 2014, so we have already had 5 cohorts that graduated. We are accredited by the Cyprus Quality Assurance Agency, which follows the World Federation of Medical Education Standards. And as Cyprus is a member of the European Union, of course, our degrees follow the EU directive, which means that they are recognized in all the countries of the European Union. So graduates from our programs can go ahead and work in those countries as well. Of course, if they need additional language and visa regulations that any EU country may have in addition. So the entry requirements for our medical school are a bit more specific. I have listed here some of the most popular qualifications that students do. Of course, the first one is the A levels, in which we require three of them with ABB. One of them must be biology, the second one must be chemistry or physics or math, and the third subject can be anything. It could even be a non-science subject. In the International Baccalaureate, which is also a very popular qualification, we require 32 overall, with 16 total in the higher level subjects. And again, one of the higher level subjects should be biology, the second one, chemistry, physics, or maths, and the third one can be anything. Then we go on and accept high school leaving certificates from a majority of countries. Of course, we calculate the equivalency according to the level of education in each country. But as an overall, we ask 90%. Of course, if the country offers a different grading system, we calculate the equivalency, and we do have a list of countries that we already work with, and we know the exact entry requirement. And of course, students must have biology. As for English, as my colleagues said before, we accept a number of qualifications, but the most popular ones are the IELTS, the TOEFL IBT, the GCSEs, or even the English module in the IB. I would say here that we consider native speakers in order to waive the English language requirement, only nationals of the UK, USA, Canada, Australia, New Zealand, and Ireland. The rest of the countries cannot be waived from these requirements. So I know that English is widely spoken in more countries, but they are not confirmed by the Ministry of Education. So we would still ask for an English language requirement from them. And all our students, all our candidates are invited to an online interview. So this is something that is not in place for the rest of the programs. So we offer an online interview through a special platform, dedicated platform. I don't know if you know it. It's the Kira platform. Other medical schools use it as well. So only qualified candidates are actually invited to the interview. Our tuition fees for the 6-year program are 22,000 per year. And I should say here that the scholarships mentioned before, the academic and sports scholarships, are not in place at the medical school, unfortunately. So we only offer scholarships based on the student's financial situation or the sponsor's financial situation. And for the 6-year,
I have a question, sorry.
Yes.
You mentioned before that only qualified country will be invited for an interview. What do you mean? There are some students from some country who cannot be qualified?
Yes, it's students who don't meet the entry requirements that I mentioned will not even be invited to the interview. I mean, we cannot consider them.
Okay, I understand. Okay, sorry.
Yeah.
Thank you, Melantia. Thank you.
Yeah. So as I was saying, we will review the sponsors of the students' financial situation and decide if we can give them up to 20% for the 6-year program. But this is only after they receive an offer, actually. Okay, not before. So how the program looks like. The first 3 years are the preclinical years. Basically, we have lectures, we have laboratories here on campus. The fourth year is integrated, which means that we combine a little bit of clinical practice within the clinical part, the preclinical part. And years 5 and 6 are entirely clinical. So our students spend full time at the hospitals, at our clinical sites, and they don't need to come to the university at all during the 2 final years. Now, moving on to our graduate entry program, I understand that this is not as popular, but it's still very useful to provide. It's a rather new program. The first year of operation was in 2022, so we still don't have any graduates from this program. It was built, of course, within the same principle as our 6-year program, which is already successful. So, we expect that it will be as well. I should say here that it's already accredited by the Cyprus Quality Assurance Agency, like our 6-year program. And our entry requirements for this one is, of course, firstly, a bachelor's degree in any discipline. So it can even be a law degree or a music degree. And I'm using these examples because we actually have students on this program who had law degrees and music degrees. With a grade equivalent to a UK 2-2. Of course, we need an English language proficiency, exactly like in the 6-year program. But the difference is that because we accept degrees from all disciplines, we have to show that there's a level of, science background. And this is achieved by one of these entrance exams. So it's either the MCAT, the GAMSAT, or the UCAT, which is only for holders of bachelor's degrees that are in a related discipline, in the health sciences discipline. So only if you have a degree in biology, biomedical science, nursing, maybe pharmacy, and these types of degrees, you would be able to take the UCAT. Otherwise, you have to take either the MCAT or the GAMSAT. And we also accept the WEBA exam, which is provided by Tel Aviv University, only from our Israeli applicants. I'm not sure if you have anybody from Israel here who might know this. And of course, these candidates are also invited to a personal interview.
Melantia, I have some questions that coming in because you come on the tuition fee now. What is the initial deposit to pay? Maybe if you can explain the payment system.
Yes. So basically, okay.
No, you can remain there with the 24,000. It's fine.
Yeah. So for this degree, the tuition fees are 24,000 per year, but it's a 5-year program. The tuition fees are paid in up to 4 installments per semester. So if we have 2 semesters per year, it's 8 installments in total.
Okay. And there is an initial payment, which is in this case, you have divided by 4.
Yes, so I will talk about this later when I speak about the procedure. Okay. But since we ask for a deposit in order to accept the offer, that amount is actually deducted from the tuition fees. So if you deduct that amount, you divide it again by 8, by 8 installments in the whole year.
Okay, I understand.
So this is valid for the medical school and School of Veterinary Medicine. I'm not sure if it's actually valid for the rest of the programs. My colleagues can tell us later if that's the payment plan as well. I think it's not. Okay. So I should say here that the scholarships for this program have not been announced yet for fall 25 entry. So we're still waiting for that. Because we haven't actually started officially accepting applications.
Dentistry program, you have this?
No, we don't offer dentistry.
Okay.
So this program is quite similar to the 6-year program. The difference is that the first 3 years are actually combining preclinical and clinical education, and the last 2 years are entirely clinical. I would like to say that this is not the same program with just a year's difference. It's a completely different program in terms of delivery. So basically, the 5-year program is taught through problem-based learning and case-based learning instead of a more traditional didactic way like the 6-year program. So you understand that in this program, all of the students are a bit older. They at least have a bachelor's degree, so they're at least in their early 20s. They're not high school graduates, so it's a more mature program for them. It's entirely different, but in the end, they get the same MD degree, okay? Here are some of the clinical sites we use in both programs, both the 6-year program and the 5-year program. Basically, these are used during the integrated years that we have in both programs, and are some of the public and private institutions that we have here in Cyprus. You can see a mixture of private clinics, hospitals, fertility centers, and so on. And one of them is our very own medical center, which is located next to the medical school, actually. This is a private clinic, let's say, with doctors registered in the national healthcare system. We receive real patients here, and our students can also practice during their studies. Moving on to the clinical years for both programs, we use the Limassol General Hospital and the Paphos General Hospital here in Cyprus to provide the clinical education in the last 2 years. So students are assigned to either of the two hospitals. They don't go to both. And I should say that Limassol and Paphos, for those who don't know, are different cities than Nicosia. So essentially, our students would move to these cities if they want. And there wouldn't be any reason for them to stay in Nicosia during the last 2 years. Okay, because this, as I said before, it's a full-time attendance at the hospitals. But of course, we have some clinical sites abroad that we use. We use the Shiva Medical Center in Israel, but I should say that this is only for Israeli students and only for the 5-year program, not the 6-year program yet. We have the Swedish hospital in Chicago, but this is available for US and Canadian citizens. We use hospitals of the Hellenic Healthcare Group in Athens, but for now, this program can only accept Greek speakers. So technically, there's not an issue with nationality, but with language. So students must speak Greek at a very high level to be accepted here. We have a hospital that we cooperate in the UK, and it is prioritized to British and Irish nationals. So because I'm saying that these are prioritized because the places are not enough to cover everybody who's interested. So if we only prioritize, the relevant nationalities, there are no places left usually for other students. And lastly, we have places at Hirslanden Hospital in Zurich, in Switzerland. At the moment, this program accepts candidates from all nationalities, but they have to speak German at B2 or C1 level. So if your students do not cover any of the requirements I mentioned, they would have to stay in Cyprus to do their their clinical rotations, their specialty. And of course, we have an abundance of places in Cyprus, and we can cover everybody who has to or wants to stay here to their clinical practice. As I was saying, there are nationality, visa, immigration, and language requirements that need to be met for all of the above. And for some of these places, there is a supplement fee that needs to be paid. So they have to pay an additional fee if they choose to go to the UK or Switzerland. And the number of places available is different each year. And of course, it will depend on availability wherever students will be assigned in the end. Now, moving on to the School of Veterinary Medicine. This is again a rather new program. We started operating in 2022. So this year we have started our 3rd cohort. Of course, it's accredited by the Cyprus Agency of Quality Assurance and Accreditation, and it follows the EU directive. I should say that because we don't have any graduates yet, we're not officially accredited by the relevant bodies, but our curriculum meets and exceeds the requirements for us to be accredited in the worldwide federations that need to be, met. Now, the entry requirements for this program are basically the same with the medical school, but the only difference is that the mandatory subject is chemistry and not biology. So in all of the things I mentioned before, the change is that we need chemistry as a first science module, and then biology, physics, or math are the second module. But the grades that are required are exactly the same. I think there's no need to go through them again. The tuition fees for this program are 20,000 per year, and it's a 5-year program, as I said. And the scholarships have not been announced yet. Again, there will not be any academic scholarships, definitely not. Probably we will have some financially based scholarships. Now, I should say that this is a very hands-on program. So the basic sciences are covered in years 1 and 2. There's some preclinical and paraclinical education in years 3 and 4, and year 5 is clinical. So everything that is covered in this program covers all the requirements of RCDS, EAEV, and NAVLE, which are the worldwide organizations that accredit veterinary degrees. I should say that even from the first semester, I think the third week of the first semester, our students start going on field trips and expeditions in cattle farms and pig farms and horse farms and everything. So they get experience from the very beginning. It's not a program full of theory at the beginning and practice in the end. So it's very interesting for them to have something new every week to go and see. And of course,
Melanti, I have a question. Do the students need to take university entry exam in their home country?
No, we don't have an entrance exam for the vet program or for the 6-year or the 6-year MD degree. Okay, so it's just their high school education and the online interview.
Thank you.
This is definitely an advantage that we don't have an entrance exam. As I was saying, besides our intramural activities, we have extramural studies and activities, which means that students have to cover a certain number of weeks of training in their holiday time, okay, back in their country or here in Cyprus. And in this way, and this is mandatory, by the way, in this way, they covered all the day one competences by the time they graduate. So they will have covered all the necessary hours that need to have been covered in order to practice veterinary medicine right after graduate. Okay. We have collaborations with many local organizations. We have an anatomy lab on campus where we use, plastinated cadavers as well as fresh cadavers donated to us by local vet clinics, which is very important to teach anatomy on real cadaveric material. Of course, we have our other laboratories like molecular biology and histology laboratory. And we collaborate with other organizations here in Cyprus, like these ones here, like the Pan-Cyprian Veterinary Association, Cyprus Agricultural Chamber, and so on. Because again, we were the first vet school to open in Cyprus, and all these associations were actually waiting for the vet school to open so they can provide their services, and everybody's very, excited to collaborate with us in this. Okay, so a little bit about our application procedure that stands both for the medical school and the School of Veterinary Medicine. Basically, the soonest a candidate can apply is when they have their official predicted grades from school or their midterm grades, because in some curriculums, schools cannot provide predicted grades, but they can give you the first semester report. So let's say this is usually in November, December, January, and so on. We start interviewing candidates in late November and early December each year. So for now, we still haven't started. We're now preparing to start. You, the agents, would be sending the qualifications. We will review them. And once we decide that the students are qualified to proceed to the interview stage, we will invite them to the online interview. Usually our processes are quite quick. They don't have to wait a lot. And upon a successful passing of the interview, the students receive a conditional or unconditional offer, depending on if their qualifications are finished or not. So if they apply with finished qualifications, they will receive an unconditional offer. For example, if they have already graduated. If the qualifications are still ongoing, they will receive a conditional offer asking them to provide the final results when they receive them. The English language certificate, by the way, can of course be submitted later. So it's the one thing that they don't have to already have at the time of applying, okay? So usually that can be included in the conditional offer as well. We will send out the decision to them within maximum 10 days after they conduct the interview. And when they receive the offer letter, we will give them 2 weeks to accept their offer and then another 2 weeks to pay the administrative fee to secure their place. So it's a total of 4 weeks in order to decide if they're joining the program. And this is because we operate on rolling admissions. So it's like a first come, first served basis. We send out the offers and the students who pay the administrative fee to secure their place, hold their place, and in this way, the program fills up.
How much is the administrative fee?
Yeah. So for the 6-year program, it's 1,500 euro. And for the graduated MD and the veterinary program, it's 1,000.
Okay.
And as I said before, this amount is deducted from the tuition fees. But if students accept their offer and then for any reason they decide not to join the program, it's non-refundable.
What happens if the student will not get the visa, Melantia? Will the money be refunded?
So the only reason why when we can partially refund the administrative fee is when they fail to meet our entry requirements in a conditional offer. Okay, so they're rejected on our end. In that case, they are refunded partially the administrative fee. And if for some reason they are rejected the visa, which we have never seen happen, I guess, yes, we would still refund it. But we provide visa assistance, like my colleague said before. So for the medical school, we actually have a separate team dealing with that. And they give so many details and instructions to the students that it's honestly very hard for them to be rejected for visa.
Yes. Because the visa is provided by the university, at least for the business program. Is the same for the medical program?
Yes, as I said, we have a team. Our student services team actually covers that. And one of their jobs is to help all the students get the necessary visa.
Perfect. Thank you, Melantia. Thank you very much. Sorry to interrupt you.
We don't have an official deadline for the programs, but we stop accepting applications when the programs are full, or usually when there's logistically not enough time for them to go through the visa procedure, especially for international students. Okay. These are the contact details of the medical school and the School of Veterinary Medicine. There's a common phone number for both programs. And if you have any question, you can type them in the chat box.
It's fine. It's fine. I mean, it's clear. Everything is clear at the moment. So if there are some questions, the agents will put the question down on the chat system.
Okay.
Thank you, Melantia. Thank you very much for your representation. I think we move on now, or we are coming to an end, Melantia. Is there any of your colleagues who will be there and continue the presentation?
I don't think we have any more presentations. I don't know
Okay.
if Stelios or Maria want to add something.
Well, I think we covered everything, and
Yeah.
we don't have anyone else after
Yeah.
us.
I have
So,
one question, Maria, that I still miss to ask you in
yes.
refer of the administration fee. How much is the administration fee for the business program? Is as well 1,000 euro?
We don't have an administration fee.
Okay.
We have the application fee, which is required just like in medical school for someone to apply, which is the 60 euros.
Okay.
And then the next fees that are going to be paid is a minimum deposit required by migration and the university, which is usually about 5,000 euros when they are going to apply for the entry permit. So it's not basically a fee paid just in terms of what Melanthea described, rather than a payment requested upfront, which is also required for the visa procedure.
Yeah. So if I understood well, when we do the application, we have to pay 60 euro, so the application can be open. And then after, when you check the application, everything is okay, the next step is to pay at least 5,000 euro deposit in order to continue with the process, correct? Just to make it very simple.
This payment is required when we're starting the visa application.
Yes.
Because one of the requirements is the university to submit a payment confirmation at
Yes.
migration.
Yes.
So this payment is done during that time, not
Okay.
before. It's not required before.
Okay. In a second stage, the students need to pay 5,000 euro. In this 5,000 euro, it's covered as well the visa application fee that you universities do with the immigration office, just
Yes.
to be very simple, you know.
Yes, it usually covers the first semester's tuition fees. I'm talking about the estimated amounts, of course,
Yeah, yeah.
depends on the program. The visa application fee is 150 euros, and it's included in this deposit payment. But
Okay.
everything is very, very, it's explained in the appendix that we send to the students, so they can
Okay.
see all the charges and the payments required there and the
Okay.
exact amount.
Okay. So you will send me this anyway by email, Maria, so that I have this information and I will be able to share this with everyone.
Okay.
Thank you, Maria. Thank you. So I think everything is clear now. Yes, 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 yes. I answer all the questions. Okay, Maria. I think I wanted to thank you very much for your time and as well to Stelios and as well to Melantia. I know it was a 2 hour, very intense with a lot of questions. Thank you very much. We keep in touch. We will wait for your email with these small details that I was asking you today. Thank you for the link that you share, and I will copy this now and I will put this in my system. So everything is very, very clear from your side. Important, ladies and gentlemen, who joined today, thank you very much, everyone to join. It's always nice to have so many of agent interested. Remember, there is the Password Plus. This is the test that every student can do online. It's quite easy to do it. And in order to receive a discount price, you need to apply your student first. And so the university will provide the code. And then after you will need to send your student inside in the portal to do the English test, to make a long story very short. Gracias, Maria,
That's perfect.
Melantia,
Thank you so
Stelios.
much.
Have
Thank
a
you
lovely
for listening
afternoon.
to us.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so
Thank you
much
to
for
the
your
Thanks,
agent
time.
to join us
everybody.
today. Thank you very much to everyone.
Have a nice day ahead. Bye bye.
Bye bye.
Thank you. Bye-bye.